Hi, welcome to Satin and Shimmer, Inside the World of Beauty. This is Shannon.
This is Joy.
And welcome back.
We're back after a long hiatus. We've been so busy. It's high wedding season and more. So I can't believe we're actually fitting in a podcast today. I'm really glad, though.
Yay.
It's been too long.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back to it for sure. And this is fun stuff.
Yeah, so today we have a few things we wanted to go over. I was just asking Shannon if she watches YouTube videos, and you said?
I need to start doing that,
So I have a bit of an addiction to YouTube. Clearly, already working in the business, sometimes I have problems with people coming and sitting in my chair and saying, well, I watch YouTube videos all the time, because then they feel like they can do it.
Oh.
I mean, you probably get that a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it can be a good thing. It can be super helpful, but it can also sort of make you feel that you know how to work on other people's faces when you don't. Yeah. Because a lot of the YouTube artists or beauty gurus, they only work on themselves. So knowing how to adjust to different hair, different skin, different colors, different styles, different features is all part of what we are experts and trained in and have experience in, moreover. But I still love watching the videos, and some of the people who I watch are professionals. A lot of them are, and a lot of them have become professionals because of YouTube. So I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, right on. Well, and I think like we do certain things for a reason, and so knowing what the reason is behind what we do that's everything, you know. So yeah.
Totally. And just making it's not just about like each person that you see on YouTube, you'll notice they kind of have their own look. And obviously we have our own look too, but you have to be able to adjust to each person's look that's in your chair. Yeah. At least for makeup. Maybe for hair a little bit, but for makeup you definitely do. Okay, so anyway, without further ado, I wanted to kind of go over some of my favorite YouTubers, and Shannon's looking over my shoulder because I've got my subscription list
I'm
right
excited
over
to hear
here.
this.
So the first one that comes up in my list, and I don't know if this is like who's posted recently or who I watch the most, but the first one that came up is Tati, T-A-T-I, and she used to be known as Glam Life Guru, and I just love her. She is super down to earth. She's really real, and you will notice there are certain YouTubers, once they get a certain amount of followers, that get a lot of offers. I mean, I feel like a lot of these women get a lot of offers, and men get a lot of offers from brands, and they basically sell out. So you are, let's say, a fan of, you know, Emily K, and Emily K gets 500,000 followers, and all of a sudden these brands are all courting her, and they're paying her money to say good things about them. Oh, yeah. So one of the things I love about Tati is she will tell you, this is a sponsored video for Birchbox, but I'm only doing it because I love Birchbox.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So most of her stuff is not sponsored. Most of her stuff is, she does a lot of first impressions. So first impressions for some people might mean like, all right, I'm swiping this and it looks pretty good, or I don't know about this. But the way that Tati will do first impressions, for example, she just did another video, first impressions of a new mascara and a new eyeliner. So she'll try them out on camera and give her initial response, but then she does check-ins throughout the day. So how is the longevity? Is it flaking off? How is it wearing? Are her eyes itching? How's it holding up with heat and with sweat, with oil, that kind of thing. So I love that like she puts things to the test. So even her first impressions are, I feel like they're really helpful. So she'll, let you know if you should spend your money on stuff or not.
That's great. I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a really nice way to find out about new products.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to skip over a couple here because some of these are just people that I like watch because they don't completely annoy me, and they're fine, and they have tons of followers, and they're fine. But there are some that like I feel like more connected to. I'm like, that's my girl, you know? Yeah. Like Tati, I'm like, that's my girl. Okay, then there's Bailey B. She used to be known as Making Up the Midwest. She's like a little bit serious, but what I love about her is there's no beating around the bush. So there are some people, probably not unlike myself, that can tend to talk a little too long, and you're like, get to it.
Yeah.
And Bailey, I feel like she gets to it. So she'll say like, I'm doing LA colors today, the new concealers. Here's the shades. Here's how they go on. I like it. I don't like it. Bam, on to the next. That kind of thing. And she does a lot of drugstore and lower cost items. So I think that's kind of nice, because I think that there are some lines that like I would never even look at, but she has steered me towards them. Another person I enjoy is Loie Lane. And she is not so much a beauty guru, like makeup artist. Like, I don't like her makeup style at all. She's more of a like lifestyle vlogger, and a lot of her stuff is body positivity and a message for just like confidence, and I think just for myself not being like a size 2, 4, 6, or 8. Sometimes when you look at other people that are, quote, beautiful and they're all skinny, it's hard after a while to feel like you fit in that definition. So for me, I have made it a point for myself to follow at least a couple people who are larger size, maybe even larger than me, so that I go, oh, but she's gorgeous. Like, she's beautiful, and I feel like you can be a big girl and be beautiful, and she completely owns it. She'll get in a bikini. I'm like, I will not do that. But more power to you if you feel confident doing that, and she looks beautiful. And, you know, she does a lot of like fashion hauls. She gets a lot of brands that'll say like, you know, get anything you want from our store, we'll sponsor it, and then, you know, talk about what you got.
Oh,
so you get to
nice.
see like what options are out there fashion-wise. Fashion-wise, like she might be a little bit young or a little junior-y, like she's probably mid-20s, but I think she's very smart, and I like her message, and I like what it's probably doing for a lot of the younger girls and their insecurities, and I feel like that's always positive. Along the same lines, Vintage or Tacky, she's an excellent makeup artist, like one of the best, maybe the best makeup artist that I follow. She does some kind of wild looks, like she uses a lot of color, and she does a lot of like cut creases and sort of like that very Macke inspired style. I think she probably worked for Macke. She's very talented, also super smart, kind of nerdy, like she's married to sort of a nerdy guy, and like you can tell they've got sort of like nerdy pastimes, which I kind of dig that. Yeah. So I like her a lot. She's also another full-figured girl. She doesn't talk about it a whole heck of a lot, but sometimes she will, but it's kind of like you're watching her and it's not an issue. Like she'll sometimes do fashion hauls, but it's not like, and I feel good about myself. It's just more like, this is me.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. And yeah, so that's Vintage or Tacky, and her name is Cora. And then Leanne Says, so she has 2 channels. It's Leanne Says and Leanne Vlogs, but Leanne Says is her main one. And she's mostly like a beauty/lifestyle girl. She's really into like independent films and cool tchotchkes and antique stuff, and like she'll do shopping hauls at Target and stuff like that too. But she'll also do like quick tutorials. Generally when she like does like a Halloween look, it's like some strange, you know, thing that nobody would ever know. It's like some character from some cartoon that nobody's ever watched or something. But she's kind of one of those like super pretty girls that you would just look at and go, oh, she's typical. Mm-hmm. And then the more you get to watch her, the more you get to know her. She's so funny, and she lives in Texas, so occasionally she'll channel a little bit of Southern drawl, and she'll be real funny in sort of that type of way. But she doesn't really have a Southern drawl. She slips into it when she's being funny. I find her amusing. You might find her annoying. So there was a point when I almost unsubscribed. I was like, she's really funny, but she's irritating me today. I'm going to push through it. And I did, and I love her. So you might have to push through it.
Yeah, right on.
Then Jackie, I don't know how you pronounce her last name. Aina? A-I-N-A. So it's Jackie, regular Jackie. And then her last name is Aina or Aina? A-I-N-A. So she's actually an African-American girl, and she is just a super good makeup artist, but she doesn't do like the super overdone looks. And I think it's good as a makeup artist for me to watch people of different ethnicities trying makeup on themselves. So that I can see how it's reading on their skin. If I'm only looking at white girls, then how am I supposed to ever learn how to do people who are darker? I've worked on darker skinned girls enough to know, but it's always good to refresh. And also, she's really charming and cute. And let's see. Oh, Makeup Geek. So that's Marlena, or Marlena. I think it's actually pronounced Marlena. Makeup Geek is actually a brand as well, sometimes pronounced or sometimes referred to as Mug, Makeup Geek.
Oh, cool.
And she has a very successful brand now. So when she first started, it was just kind of like the people who were really into YouTube. And you can only buy her stuff online, but it is such amazing quality and has gotten such good press in people who are into products are like, it's such a good price and such good quality. So I am desperate to try her stuff out, and I keep forgetting to do it. So you know what? I will place an order for that, and I'll report back on a podcast coming up.
Yeah.
But I like her a lot. She's super real too, very down to earth, and beautiful inside and out. Oh, Ingrid Nilsson. She's got probably over 1 million followers. Ingrid, Ingrid, Nilsson, Nilsen. She's really cute. She kind of sounds like that. And she's kind of annoying, but I don't know why. I think she's really fun. She sounds like that.
All right.
So she was very established, like probably one of the top 10 YouTubers. Hugely popular. She's got tons of followers, and she had dated boys and all this stuff, and then a couple months ago she just came out, and it was like a huge deal. And I think she's got like 15 million views of her coming out video. But it was one of those things that she was 26 years old, and she was just struggling a lot with living a life that wasn't true to herself, and I'm just so happy for her. And actually subscribed after that because I watched her video, and I was like, she's less annoying to me now. I don't know why. There was a certain kind of, I was like, she's being true, like to herself, and I like anybody who's real.
Heck yeah.
So that's Ingrid. Charlotte Tilbury. She's a British makeup artist. She's like the real deal. She has a makeup line. She is one of the top runway makeup artists. And her line was only sold in Europe, and then I think you can buy it in the States now, but it's very expensive. And now her videos have sort of more turned towards just selling her products. So I don't love it as much, but I do know like she's legit, like she's for real. So I'll watch her like 2-minute videos on, getting the uptown girl smoky eye. That's on it. That's kind of like the type of thing that you'd watch.
Yeah, right on.
Jaclyn Hill, who is one of the most famous YouTubers. Jaclyn this time is spelled Jaclyn Hill, and anybody who watches YouTube is like, yes, Joy, we know who Jaclyn Hill is. She's definitely very Macke style. Like, she's all about makeup, all about tutorials, but very totally real. And again, you can tell, like, that's sort of like a lot of what I'm saying here is you can just tell when somebody's real and less annoying. Beauty Buzz Hub. So I started watching her. Her name is Sarah. Beauty Buzz Hub. She's clearly a makeup junkie. You look behind her in just like her setup, and she like it looks like she's gonna be eaten by all the makeup because she has so much makeup surrounding her. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. She's displayed it perfectly, but she is like a junkie. So I go to her to be like, okay, what's new? She's always like, and I've got a Sephora haul, I've got a NYX haul, I've got a drugstore haul, I've got a Target haul, like lots of that. But then she worked at Sephora. So I don't know if she's a makeup artist per se, but she's definitely worked in the beauty industry. What else? She is Stella and Dot rep too. So she'll show you like all the new Stella and Dot jewelry, which I kind of love. So that's fun. And I enjoy her. She's a little ditzy. Like sometimes like she'll be like reading names of lipsticks and you'll be like, obviously that's how you say that word. But she never knows how to pronounce anything. And then I heard she went to grad school. So I was like, all right, I just thought she was maybe not the brightest bulb, but then occasionally she'll say something real smart, so I think she's just a little bit of a ditz. Maybe one or two more, let's see. Emily Noel, 83. She is it used to be called Beauty Broadcast. So I think if you search Beauty Broadcast, you can also find her. She was a newscaster until a couple years ago. So she started her broadcast as a side job, or like just kind of a side thing to do for fun. And when I first started watching her, I was like, I feel like I'm watching a news report a little bit. But she's very charming. She's very sweet, and she's just like, she's a good person. Like, she's just somebody you'd be like, if you were down and out and she was your friend, she'd be there for you. Like, she's a sweetheart. She has a baby now about 10 months old, maybe, named Belle. And she has a cat named Cupcake.
Oh, that's cute.
And her husband, she's about 5 feet tall. He's about 6.5 feet tall. And they met in college, and he does men's reviews for, like, men's products. But he's not, like, metrosexual or whatever they're calling it these days at all. He's just a guy. So if you're married to or dating somebody who's just a guy, Tyler is like a guy that guys would relate to.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's pretty
cool. So he'll do men's product reviews, but she does every year the Emily Awards, and so she'll do like her best of let's say like liquid foundations, best of powder foundations, best highlighters. It'll be an entire video, and she goes through every single thing she's tried and used that year. So like it's the real deal, and she does like for the awards they do like little skits and stuff. Her production value is pretty good. I think that like she puts a lot into it, and she also will do like live broadcasts, so she really wants to connect with the people who are viewers. So I just think she's a sweetheart and really real, and she is like, she's more of like a beauty nerd than she is a makeup artist. Like, she knows all the products and she wants to know what's out there. But I do find that she gets a little stuck in certain things that she does, as we all do. I think she's also very open to doing different things. Last one I want to talk about is Marnie Goldberg. She is also known as Ms. Gold Girl. She is about 43, married, and lives in Illinois, and has 2 teenage boys. And she is sort of like a lifestyle vlogger. She definitely does beauty about half the time, but also like she'll get do like a haul of all of her high-end purses. And she's married to a very successful attorney, and they live a relatively high-end lifestyle. So if you want to look at like more high-end products, but she also shops drugstore too. But she definitely has like a lot of expensive handbags and Nordstrom hauls and stuff like that. So also it's kind of nice for me to watch somebody who isn't 25, since I'm 41, to watch somebody who's closer to my age. I just kind of relate to watching somebody who has lived in the same eras, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are, I don't know, how many did I do? Maybe like a dozen?
Yeah, somewhere close to that.
I would say that those are probably my most watched, and then there's a good 10 or 15 more that I will scroll past and sometimes watch. So, so yeah, there's no hair gurus, but definitely a lot of the people will do a little hair. Like Leanne says will definitely do some hair, and you know, since she's from Texas, she's definitely like, bigger the hair, the closer to God kind of thing. You gotta like that.
Yes, always.
So yeah. Any thoughts on that, Shannon, since I just hijacked?
I know. No, that's great. I will be looking into
my
that
hair
later
again
today.
You get sucked in. I would love to hear your feedback. So
I will.
Watch them and tell me who you liked or didn't like. Like, totally frank. If somebody like, if you're like, oh my God, how can you watch Leanne?
Yeah.
Or if you're like, I loved her, but I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that, actually. That'll be really good. So, all right.
On to the next.
Yeah, so then we wanted to cover some of our favorite jobs this year and favorite brides, you know, just sort of fun brides that we've worked with. Thought that would be fun for everybody to listen to.
And Joy's just going to keep playing with her hair the whole thing, because I have to watch myself in the monitor, and I'm like, oh my God, I look terrible today. I washed my hair, and I did not have time to do anything with it except for blow dry it. So
Actually, it looks really good. It's gotten long.
Thanks.
And
It is
blonde
long.
and fun.
It's blonde-esque. It's faded, and I think that's for the better,
Yeah, right
for the
on.
best. But our lighting isn't good, and you guys should know that because Shannon is way prettier.
No, I don't know about that. You're very pretty, Joy. Okay.
Not in this lighting, girl. Lighting is everything. Ooh,
I know,
yes.
we need to work on that. We need a
Yes,
beauty
we
light
do.
right there.
Oh my God, I'm totally gonna invest.
Right?
Yeah, because people are like, yeah, we can tell you're in your 40s, honey.
Oh, no, totally not. We're so hard on ourselves, right? Especially when we're...
Yeah.
That's one thing about being a hairstylist and working in a salon or even in my office here, which I have like a whole wall of mirrors,
Yeah.
is like constantly having to look at yourself. So, you know.
I try not to.
Yeah.
But then what happens is like everybody else looks gorgeous when I'm done with them. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, and I'm the hot mess.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic.
It looks like I've been slaving away all day.
Yeah, although, you know, hopefully I don't want to do anything later because God knows I do not feel like doing makeup again after doing 10 people's faces, right?
I know, I'm always like super shiny and
Oh, yeah.
just
Sweaty.
wrecked.
You get home and you're like, I don't feel like doing anything.
No.
So, yeah, we're real fun on the weekends.
Yeah.
Not that that's the only time we work, but certainly it's when we definitely like power through.
If we are talking about like Columbus's Dirty Franks or, you know, that's like becoming one of my favorites now.
Oh,
too,
are
which
you?
is
You're going on
crazy.
your own?
Yeah, I
Yay!
took Doug, yes.
Yeah, that's like my favorite joint. So for
Yeah.
those of you in Columbus, my sort of ritual after doing weekend weddings is to go to a place downtown called Dirty Frank's, and it's Dirty Frank's Hot Dog Palace. I am a vegetarian, so I order their veggie brat. And I get it with coleslaw and spicy sriracha, and it comes with, I think, like hot mustard and onions. So it's a little bite, but I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is good stuff.
And then there's an adult arcade next door. Have you guys gone there yet?
We have not. Actually, Doug and I will have to check that out.
Yeah,
Really good.
I could definitely see you guys doing
Yeah.
that. You know, because I know Doug so well.
We're kind of nerdy like that.
No, just kidding.
so-
Like I've never met her husband.
Anything to do with, just that kind of stuff, he would love it. So, fun stuff.
So we wanted to talk about some of our favorite jobs this year, though, and it could be certain bridal parties that we've had or styled shoots that we've done, and we'll try to power through these, though.
Yeah, let's do.
You wanted to talk about your first?
Yeah, so I'm just going to skip to like styled shoots. I think that's one of my favorite things because we get to be creative. And there's usually like loose guidelines to follow, but you can just sort of like let your mind free and just work how you want to work and not worry about the end product being judged by the actual person. I mean, it is by
Right.
your colleagues.
Yeah, but not as much by the client in the chair. The client
Yeah.
is more your colleagues or whoever is the person kind of putting it together.
Yeah, right on. So that is a lot of fun. We both worked on one, it was a boho chic bride for Trousseau Bridal in Powell, Ohio.
So we did, what, 3 or 4 looks? 3 looks.
We did 3 looks, yeah.
But the one model had a very unfortunate, serious-looking face. Do you remember that whole situation?
I do remember that, but I absolutely love the ones where she's smiling.
Where she's smiling, she's absolutely stunning, but she had a serious face in more than half, probably 2/3 and 3/4 of them.
Yeah.
And something happened that would just make her look very unhappy. 15, 20 years older, not that older is worse, but in like a not happy way. She just looked not great. And I think that she knew that, and she didn't want us to use the photos.
Right.
Learning experience, for sure. But I thought the photos looked absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning, and Trousseau Bridal got some really beautiful work out of it. And I think that we got a girl locally, or a woman locally, named Leah Gray, and she does paper flowers, which sounds cheesy, but it's not. It's very much a very high-end artisan craft, and it's just beautiful. And she did bouquets for each of their looks. We kind of told her, I told her like 3 different looks that were popular in flowers right now and different flowers, and she was able to make patterns and emulate them just beautifully. So we got some gorgeous flowers made of paper. Shannon did the hair,
Yeah.
and we wanted to show a little bit of diversity amongst the models. So the one model we got, she's only about 5'3", and she is ethnically diverse, but she calls herself Black. It's one of those things that like she might look like she's Latina because she does have pretty light skin for somebody who's considered African American or Black. But she was an intern for me and one of the sweetest, cutest girls, and she did another shoot with me, and we had a lot of fun. So it's been a couple years. I asked her again, and she did the shoot with us, and I think she was just super cute and adorable, and she's like the shorter one of the three. I think at one point they had her stand on a box because the other two girls were so tall.
Yeah.
And I remembered them being thin, but I don't think I remembered how thin the other two girls were. They were like very tall and very skinny, but the one is blonde, the one was brunette, and the brunette had light eyes. So I kind of liked that the three of them did look so distinct.
Yeah, right on. And it was a really cold day.
It was
a cold day, but it could have been worse. You know, it was a lot of fun, just sort of walking around.
I think we had snow at one point.
We probably did. Oh God, I forgot about that.
We did. We had snow at one point.
Oh man, yeah, those are always fun. So that was a good outdoor shoot. What about you?
I did another one shortly after that. So Jacqueline Fisher, I think it's Fisher, is another local photographer. Oh, and I should say we worked with Amy Ann Photography, who is Amy Tannenbaum, and she did a gorgeous job on those pictures. And also, I think only took 2 or 3 weeks to edit them, which I'm always grateful for. Oh, we did one with Rachel Figueroa, too.
Oh, we did, yes.
We didn't write that down. So that was for her senior clients, high school seniors, which is her focus. And again, we had 3 models. One was a redhead, one was an African-American girl, and one was J-Love, who was like...
incredible.
Yeah, like... Oh. Amazonian tall and stunning and can pose like nothing else. But she's blonde and has really full lips and big eyes. She kind of looks like a guest model, I always try to tell people. But she has, you know, she's tall and thin-ish, but like definitely like, she has like sort of 90s supermodel type of build.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that was really fun, but that was a cold day too. You know what? It started off beautiful when we were up at the creek. Do you remember that? There was a ton of snow though. It was February.
Yeah, and it was icy. Like we had to walk down the icy hill.
Yeah.
And everything, but it ended up being like gorgeous in the photos.
Yeah, it was so pretty in the photos.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have to check that out.
Sorry, well, my friend's calling me.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not going to take it, but we do have a lunch scheduled for 1:30, and she wants to go somewhere. Stop. She wants to go somewhere with big salads, and I asked her where. Oh, I'm sorry.
Aww.
Okay.
They ended up looking like Disney princesses in one of the photos.
Oh,
or a couple of
yeah.
them.
So talk about that while I'm texting Melody.
Yeah. No, but, you know, it was so funny. We did not do that on purpose at all. But all 3 girls ended up looking like, what is it, Ariel, Cinderella, and...
Yep.
Tiana?
Tiana? Is it
yes.
Tiana? Let me see. I'll find the photo here.
Yeah, it is the most wild thing. And we didn't even realize it until we were posting them.
Completely unintentional. And it was all with that one particular look.
Yeah.
So we did... one look that was supposed to be tone-on-tone pastels. So the redhead, we did her in sort of blushy peach jeans and blushy peach sweater. J-Love, who's the blonde, we did her in a pale sort of seafoamy turquoise jeans and sweater. And it sounds like 80s and matchy-matchy, and it completely was. Like, it was very intentionally done. Here it is. And then we did the African-American girl in purple, like a pale lavender sweater and medium lavender jeans. And it was really cute. And we did, Shannon did cute little braids, too.
Oh, yeah. It was, I kind of tried to incorporate, like, a theme of braids. That seems to be huge this year, once again.
Yeah.
So
you did the crown braid on J-Love, and she had her longer hair extensions in. And I'm trying to remember, Holly and Shabria, that was her name.
Yes.
So Holly has like tons of dark red hair, and then Shabria's hair is pretty long too, and you did like cute little crown braids on her too.
Yeah.
And then our second look was supposed to be metallic and dark and very edgy and very city and urban looking. And we shot that in a parking garage, and it was so cold by then because the sun was going down, and I gave up. Do you remember I was hiding in the car?
What? That's right. But you know what? It was a big day.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it takes a toll on you after a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help but be exhausted at the end of the day. It's totally worth it.
Yeah,
but
it was really fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have this cute look. Oh, hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, wait a minute. There you can. Yeah, okay. Ish. So, whoops. Right there. Okay, you can see the three of them. If you're watching the video, and if you're not, I can't do anything for you.
You're going to have to check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, but don't, because I look terrible today.
Oh, whatever.
And then the rooftop photo. Hold on, let's see. There we go.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love the background in that one.
Yeah, it was really cute. And they were just like, all three of them were so game and up for anything. And I shopped those looks. Rachel came with me and she was like, those are some daring looks. I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
We got most of everything for these looks at Nordstrom Rack.
Oh, fun.
And then returned them. Yeah. Worn for about an hour.
Yep.
Or two.
That's pretty common.
Yeah, that's how it works in fashion.
Yeah.
And then I had on here when I did a Bath and Body Works shoot. It was a training video. That was pretty fun. We were inside a Bath and Body Works store because, for those of you who don't know, based in Columbus, Ohio, the home office for Bath and Body Works is here. So I was hired to do a training video for them right around that same time. It was winter. And I know because I took a picture from within the store. That's all how I know like what I've done. I'm like, oh yes, I documented it with photos, so I know where I've worked. I did, let's see, like law firm out of Detroit. I worked on their website stuff with the production company here in town that I work for regularly. I did Columbus Monthly shoot for it's called Singles in the City, and they have like some of the like men and women who are single, and we get them ready and make them look all pretty for camera, and then they do an interview with them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I did that the last couple years. Last year I actually filled in for Kelly. I don't remember what came up, but this year they were like, we'll just go right to Joy because Kelly's probably busy.
Yeah, right on.
Which is how it happens. What else, Shannon?
What else did we do? I know we worked on a fitness shoot together, right? That was
Remind me.
It ended up being for Muscle Tech.
Oh, yeah. Muscle Tech. Oh, gosh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It's always fun to see.
You know,
like,
they were nice and they paid, so I could, like...
Sort of. The behind the scenes is never what you think it'll be.
It's true. It's just sometimes either the production or the talent is kind of like puzzling. I feel like the production was a good crew, and they were very patient and talented. And they were all out of Canada, but they came into Columbus to shoot.
You know what? I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they were a nice group. Forgotten about that completely, because we weren't allowed to take photos because it's basically owned by the company, and they like to keep things private. So on a completely different topic, can I just veer off for a second?
Go for it.
I have had the worst dark circles in the last couple weeks. I think I shared that with you last weekend, right? Because of my skin being so dry. I have eye eczema. So occasionally I would get eczema like on my arms.
Okay.
And I get like little dry patches around my eyes. So if any of you ever get that, like you're not alone. I definitely have like really dry, sensitive eyes and allergies and stuff. I'm sure it's all kind of connected. But the patchiness is so bad that, I don't know, it just flared up really bad that the patchiness then turned into itchiness.
Okay.
Did I not show you the picture last weekend?
No, I did not.
Oh, it's frightening. Here is the worst of it.
Oh, Joy. Well, goodness sakes. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I naturally
It
have
looks
pretty dark
painful.
circles, and it was actually painful. I was like, I have really hurty eyes, and I can't go out with that. So I think the next day even, I was able to conceal. Yeah, I was
Okay.
trying everything. So that was the next day.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit of concealer. That's without concealer the next day.
Okay,
So
all
yeah,
right.
concealer does a lot.
Goodness.
Yeah. But
But
that
it's
particular
good that
day,
you have that experience and that you can, you know what I mean, just sort of.
so I'll tell you what's helped.
Okay.
Because, and this is part of the problem, is that when you have these patchy spots, everything wicks away from it.
Okay.
So the only thing that has worked is Aquaphor. And I didn't even know you could use that anywhere on your face, but apparently you can. If you have dry, patchy skin, you can use Aquaphor. And I think it was like $6 or $7, and you get 2 tubes of it. So I have one in my purse and one at home. And when I take off my makeup at night, I just slather that around my eyes, and it stays in place. So it doesn't wick away, and it actually keeps it hydrated. So I've been really grateful. I finally consulted just a pharmacist. She's like, well, I'm not a dermatologist. And I was like, I just need something that'll stay in place and keep it hydrated. Because she's like, well, you just need to keep it hydrated. I was like, I know, I want to, but
how?
everything wicks away.
Yeah.
So she suggested Aquaphor, and it has been a game changer. So thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you get little patches of dryness on your eyes, that's a good idea.
All right. Good stuff. I'm glad you brought that up. Well, we're coming up on time, and we didn't get to
So many more to talk about.
We'll have to be continued.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
Sorry, and I would record 3 more today if I had
I
time.
know it. Yeah, me too. But yeah, we're gonna work on some things next week and bring it to you guys. But I wanted to mention just quickly some things that I have in the works, and then ask you what you have coming up. But I'm getting ready to open up some workshops for pros, how to style hair, for photo shoots, for like little weddings and things like that, and sort of progressions from something casual to something a little more polished. And also styling classes for everyone, and how to get the perfect blowout, or really just something personalized. You can learn how to flat iron your hair, how to use a curling wand, all that stuff. So that is coming soon from me. And what about you? What do you have in the works?
Honestly, like, I've almost taken on a part-time type of world in the last week or two, singing. So you know that I do some singing on the side, and I feel like any energy that is not going to my usual clients has to go to this, because I led a session on Monday night for 40 sopranos in this 230 person choir that I'm in. And then today I just came from, we do a volunteer program at the prison where we go there and have a choir with them. So I just did a session where I was directing-ish them. And then next week I'll be directing them again. And then the week after that, on Saturday, I'm singing in my friend's wedding. So I have a lot of that coming up, which is not beauty related, but I love it. And if there were any 2 things in the world that I would want to be getting paid for and getting hired to do, it would be makeup and singing. So I cannot be more grateful that my life is exactly where I want it to be.
And actually, I think that is beauty related, right? Because when you do things that you like, I think it reflects, through you.
Yeah.
So we're very lucky to do what we love doing.
And Shannon gets to do her workout stuff and training
I'm a workout
stuff.
junkie.
And I'm finally back on the train. I've gotten in 6 workouts in the last week and a half.
Yeah.
That's
and
really
it's a
good,
good
right?
time. I mean, the sun's going down sooner, and for me, I'm affected by that. So
yeah, you need
now
those
or never.
endorphins. Well,
Yeah.
I know that we had some medical stuff going on with my in-law, with my mother-in-law, actually, for the last few months. So that definitely, I mean, there's always an excuse, but that definitely knocked me off when I was at the hospital every day with her, and then it just kind of, it's hard to get back on. So
yes.
back on board, back on that train. Okay, so we're going to wrap up. It's close to 40 minutes here. And please don't give up on us. We're making time whenever we can.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll be more regular, but we'll see. So you guys can find us on Facebook, Google+, Twitter. You'll find me, Shannon, under Running Hair Girl or Good Hair
Wedding specialist?
Wedding Hair Specialist, something like that. I should know this by now, but what about you, Joy?
I can be found under stateofface.com on the internet. You can also find State of Face Makeup Artistry on Facebook, and you can find Joy Hearts Joy Hearts on. It's a mouthful. On Instagram and Twitter, but I don't really tweet. It just comes from everything else that I post. It'll look like I'm posting on Twitter. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, and Pinterest is Joy Hearts.
Yeah.
But my business is State of Face. So if you're looking for business-related things, that's what you should be looking at. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Or talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.